Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imagine waking up one day to find out that 50 billion phone call records or data from 165 major companies were just leaked online. Sounds like a movie plot, right? But unfortunately, it was 100% real. Today, we are digging into the massive Snowflake breach to see how it all went down and what we can learn from it. ومشان نفهم how huge this was, let's look at the damage. The attack targeted the Snowflake cloud platform. As I just said, this affected over 165 enterprise victims, including gains like AT&T, Ticketmaster, and Santander Bank. يعني we are literally talking about petabytes of stolen data, and all of this data ended up على الدارك web للextortion والsales. So how did they get actually in there in the first place? خليني أحكي لكم أنه there was no zero-day exploit. If we look at the diagram, we can see that it all happened in 4 simple steps. It started on unmanaged laptops like personal PCs running pirated software which were infected with infostealers like Redline, Luma, and Vider. These malwares automatically stole stored credentials and login keys, so the hackers didn't even need a zero-day exploit. They just took these valid stolen accounts, logged in remotely, and gained direct access to the cloud environment. يعني كان في عندي كلمات مسروقة من 2020 وظلت شغالة ومحدش غيرها لحد ما صار في عندي اختراق وتم استغلالها. طيب why was it that easy for them? It all comes down to a major failure in IAM. Think about it. They allowed single passwords without MFA on test and contractor accounts. On top of that, there were no IP or location restrictions. So the attackers literally used commercial VPNs and Tor to log in from anywhere in the world without a single alarm going off. Okay, هسا سؤالنا الحالي إنه once they got inside, how did they actually steal the data? The threat actors deployed custom Java and Net scripts to enumerate databases. They used modified clients like dbeaver to read and stage data at high speed. Then they quietly exfiltrated the stolen databases to cloud storage like Mega using AWS S3 infrastructure. وزي بأي قضية digital forensics إنه إحنا يكون عندنا strict chain of custody شيء ما بنقدر نستغني عنه صح ولا لا؟ لأنه زي ما بنعرف without it we simply can't prove that the evidence wasn't modified ما تم التعديل عليه. فعشان هيك بقضيتنا هون to make sure everything holds up in court شركة Mandiant and مكتب التحقيق ال FBI placed an immediate legal hold on all logs and generated SHA-256 hashes لحتى أنهم يضمنوا الداتا integrity. Who was behind this? The threat cluster is tracked as UNC 5537. They are a financially motivated group operating globally across the US, Europe, Middle East, and Asia. They rely heavily on double extortion tactics, stealing data first, then demanding a ransom. And here comes to the justice part. Federal indictments were issued against Connor Mocha and John Pence. Mocha pleaded guilty in U.S. federal court, confessing to exploiting stolen credentials with no MFA. Thanks to international cooperation between the FBI, Canadian authorities, and Turkish police, he is now facing up to 32 years in prison. Of course, conducting cloud forensics wasn't easy. They faced 2 main challenges. The first one was the ephemeral data, because logs in cloud environments have a short life cycle and risk being overwritten quickly, making legal holds urgent. And the second challenge was regulatory disclosures. Balancing legal requirements like SEC from 8K reporting with DOJ law enforcement delays to preserve investigation secrecy. And now to wrap up, what should every organization do to prevent this disaster? Firstly, enforce 100% mandatory MFA. Use phishing-resistant methods like FIDO2 keys and passkeys across all accounts, with no exceptions. Secondly, zero trust and IP control. Implement strict IP whitelisting and network firewalls. And thirdly, endpoint security and rotation. Final thought to leave you with, security is only as strong as its weakest link. Don't let missing MFA option ruin your entire prize cloud. And thank you.